Hello, welcome. Let's talk about psychology. Today I'm here to talk about when we have an earworm or get a song stuck in our head, which, I don't know. I think this is, I wouldn't call it a major part of life, but I do think it's kind of a cool thing that we do. And it's very common. It's a very common experience. Although I do need to say, I think this has really only been studied in Western samples. But if we're talking Western samples, this appears to be a pretty common experience. So I'm here to talk about it. First, what even is an earworm? Like what happens when we have a song stuck in our head? So when we have an earworm, we are playing a song in our mind. We are hearing a song in our mind's ear. And we usually aren't trying to. Like, we're not trying to think of a song. A song just shows up. Just all of a sudden, there it is. And it's usually not the whole song either. We don't play a song from start to finish. It's usually just a little fragment of a song, usually a little catchy part of the song, but a pretty short fragment. And then that fragment loops. Somehow we get back to the beginning and we repeat that same small part of the song. Once that happens, we're sort of we're repeating this little fragment. Now we've officially got a song stuck in our head. That's officially an earworm. And usually the song is a familiar song. It's like a song from the radio, though not necessarily. Some people do have their own self-made earworms. They've composed their own music and that's their earworm. So it's not necessarily an outside song, but it usually is. And if it is a known radio song, there's a recorded canonical version of that song, usually our tempo when we are playing that song in our mind is very accurate. In my opinion, it's shockingly accurate. And it really does look to me like probably the song that we hear in our mind, very close to what the song actually sounds like, which I think that's, I don't know, I find that impressive. I especially with earworms, because we weren't even trying to think of the song in the first place. So then for us to hear it as it actually sounds, I don't know. I think that's cool. Now, where does the song come from? Usually it's triggered by something. Not always. Sometimes we genuinely have no idea where the song came from. But usually it's we heard the song recently, or we ran into something that reminded us of the song. Usually it's provoked by something in the environment, which I don't know. I guess I had never really thought about how unpredictable earworms are before, but we really just kind of have to go about our day and see what pops up. Very hard to predict when an earworm's going to happen and what song it's going to be. But the good news is, usually we don't mind. Usually if we have an earworm, we either really don't care, we just feel pretty neutral about it, or we kind of enjoy it. But either way, it usually doesn't bother us and we just let it ride its course. But sometimes we do get stuck with an unwanted earworm, and people have various strategies to cope with this. Some people distract themselves. Some people go listen to the actual song and it helps shake it out of their system. And some people have a go-to song that they always use. So if an undesirable earworm is hanging around, they have a specific song that they use, and that song either makes the earworm stop, now there's no music, or it's just that would be a preferred earworm, so they'll sort of opt for that. But I don't know. This to me is so, some people have a lifelong strategy It's like a lifelong strategy in place to deal with an unwanted earworm. I don't know. That never occurred to me. I thought that was very cool. So in general, though, we do not usually mind, but if we do, we have ways to cope. So that's pretty much everything that I know about earworms. But here's what I don't know. And if this is out there and I missed it, I apologize. But what I don't understand is why the loop? Why does the loop even happen? Because to me, it's like the loop. The fact that we hear a fragment of the song and then we loop around and then we play the same fragment of the song. It's like we repeat the same thing that we just heard. That to me makes earworms different than most of our other everyday thoughts. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I really couldn't think of anything else that works quite the same. I really couldn't think of anything else similar. So that's my question. What's up with the loop? My follow-up question is, how does the loop work? Like, I'm a little murky on how we get back to the beginning. So if you have any insight or ideas into what's up with the loop, please share. I would love to hear. Otherwise, thank you for watching. And I mean that. Truly thank you for watching. You could watch literally anything else in the entire world. And if you chose to watch this video, I truly thank you. So thank you for watching. And I plan to be back in a couple of weeks with a brand new video. I hope everything goes well for you until then. And I hope to see you soon.